welcome everyone. I hope everyone's doing very well this evening. We've been looking forward to this incredibly special night with Highclere Castle Gin, and we're streaming live from London, Connecticut, and Hampshire, where Louis, the head butler, is standing by. So thank you, Adam. Welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here. We're actually in Michigan right now, not Connecticut, as we're expanding our gin footprint.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, very nice to see you all this evening, and welcome to our head of magic, Mr. Sav, looking very dapper there with his tassel, and we all have our cocktails at the ready. Amazing. So welcome again to everyone. My name is Linda Hugo. I'm the founder and director of Beyond Curated. We specialize in designing individually tailored private heritage and cultural experiences within London and the UK. And the emphasis is always on Britishness and heritage, craftsmanship, and it just ties in so beautifully with Highclere Castle Gin, with Highclere Castle itself, and everything that it stands for and everything that it's about. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Adam von Gootkin, who is the CEO of Highclere Castle Spirits and Cigars, to talk a little bit about the gin and to give us a sense of what makes it so special. I believe you've just won another amazing award, the 14th, correct? Which is incredible. Congratulations. And we just love to hear a little bit about the gin, the origins, a little bit of the history surrounding it, and what makes it so amazing, and also the exquisite bottle and packaging that I'm sure, you have it there, you can just see it. But yeah, we'd just love to know a little bit about it, please, and then we'll go on to making a cocktail with Louis and enjoying some magic from Sav. So take it away, Adam.
That sounds great. Yeah, and once again, I think this is a lot of fun, and I'm glad we were able to partner to arrange this, especially during this kind of odd time where there's not much traveling and we've got to be virtual. So it's fun to have sometimes virtual cocktail parties, and that really captures the spirit of Highclere Castle Gin in a way. And the product really came about because we wanted to create a spirit that was true and authentic and genuine in a world where so many products, so many spirits are kind of just designed in marketing boardrooms, and they don't really have a place, a sense of self or a soul. And so I was on the hunt to create the world's best spirit that also had such a level of soul and pedigree and heritage that it truly stood out. And I, of course, like millions of other fans around the world, I was exposed first to Highclere through Downton Abbey. And from that came a very fortunate friendship and then a partnership with Lord and Lady Carnarvon. And my kind of romance and love for Highclere and all that it stands for went even deeper. And so, we decided to embark on this adventure of kind of liquefying the spirit of Highclere. And to me, that means, many hundred years of entertaining at the highest level of quality, as Highclere still does today. And also, people don't often talk about terroir when they speak of spirits. Terroir is a word that's often used when referencing wine. But you should, because spirits are affected so much by their terroir. And in the case of Highclere, you've got 5,000 acres. It's a working farm very much, but also beautifully manicured gardens that people enjoy, throughout the summer season. And so in terms of the development of the gin itself, we simply walked out of the back door of the castle, and there you have it. You've got a Victorian era orangery with these gorgeous little oranges that are so fragrant and give our gin a little bit more of a citrus forward flavor profile. You've got lavender planted by the bishops of Winchester in the 9th century. So now we've got a bit of a floral aroma on the nose. It's elegant and very beautiful. And of course, you've got Lord Carnarvon had the most wonderful and unique idea to include Highclere's oats, which has never been done in a gin before. And these oats are typically sold to thoroughbred racehorses. And this created this incredibly creamy, smooth finish. And I believe all that together is why we've just won our 14th double and triple gold award, with a Sunset International rating of 95, if you can believe that. So it's doing very well, despite this year. Obviously, so many of our restaurant friends and partners and hotels have been very challenged. But I think that, you know, quality and Highclere's not going anywhere. And so it's been, you know, we're doing the and so enough of my going on and on about that. I think the exciting part of this is
hello, has everybody got a drink so far or not? What's your drink, Alan?
two key ingredients, actually three. It's Highclere Castle Gin. Well, you know, dry martinis don't like to wait.
Hi, I do apologize, people. I don't know if you can hear me. We're having a few connectivity issues here. I do apologize. But Louis, yes, can you hear me? Hello?
That's how they start drinking in Spain. Spain.
What's causing the issue?
Of course, if you're at home, you don't have to worry about it. As we're Lord Carnarvon's house, you can put a bit more. And then literally add a bit of tonic, premium tonic. And the trick is to pour slowly. So you can either put it against the spoon and let it do the magic. So you're gonna pour it quite slowly and literally just give it a gently stir. You don't want to stir it too much. And then to garnish, our classic garnish, which is orange peel. Goes in there. And rosemary from our gardens. And just quick stir. And that's how you get all the botanicals from a gin. They really come alive. And you can really pick the orange and all different botanicals, the lime flower and the rosemary, again, brings a lot of nice flavor. So that's our classic gin. I think everybody now is drinking gin our way. And that's how I think we present our gin best. We try to do lime, different garnishes, but I think that's how we get our botanicals to come alive. And that's a very refreshing drink. And then once you have one, you want another one. So it's a perfect summer drink, but also after dinner drinks. Well, they're very popular as well. So I'm gonna leave that one aside.
Can you raise it up so we can see it?
Yeah, indeed. I'm not sure.
Oh, lovely.
It's a lovely, lovely drink. And then you got the orange.
I love that glass.
It's a lovely glass. It's very thin. So we actually, I believe it tastes actually better on a thin glass than a very thick glass. So
yeah, always. Yeah.
The shape. And all the glasses, they all got different shapes for different reasons. And the way that one is push the gin right behind to your mouth. So you really taste, you got all the botanicals of the gin coming alive. So it's fantastic. And also when you're drinking, you're kind of smelling it at the same time. So you got the aromas of the garnishes along with the gin. So the next, sorry.
No, that's beautiful. Thank you so much.
The next one I'm gonna make.
Yeah.
It's the Negroni. So it's a Lord Carnarvon's favorite. Negroni is an Italian cocktail, and it's very simple. Equal measures of gin, Campari, and then a sweet vermouth. I'm using martini, but you can use any other make. And it's usually made to be drunk before dinner, but also if you have a long dinner, a big dinner, a Negroni is perfect as well as digestive. So It works both ways, but originally was designed to be a pre-dinner drink. So I'm going to put this aside here a little bit. And I'm going to start with a mixing glass. So the rule is, if you got just spirits, you use a mixing glass. If you got juices, you shake it. So dry martini shaken, not quite right for me. But I think in America, a lot of people like a dry martini shaken. So I'll leave it up to you to decide. So you're going to start chilling the mixing glass. And again, measures, you can do 20 cls, you can do 5, you can do an ounce, you can do as much as you want as long as the measurements are exactly the same. So you can't go wrong, really. So we start with 5 mils of gin, 25 mils of Campari, and 25 mils of martini. So you got a balance here between a sweet vermouth, which gives you sweetness against the bitterness of the Campari, and then you got the power from the gin. So it's a perfectly balanced cocktail. Then you want to get a nice ice cube, the bigger the better, and ideally round. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but they said round is better than a cube. Apparently the cubes, they start melting in the corners, and I dilute the drink too much. So what we want to do is we're going to stir it for about 15 to 20 seconds. And we're doing two things here. We're diluting the drinks, and also we're chilling. Anyone counting? I think this is for Lord Carnarvon, so we're going to give him quite strong. So once the drink is perfect, we just pour it. Ideally, that ice will stay like that. You won't dilute too much. So the drink is not perfect from here. And now the ice is just chilling the drink there, not diluting anymore. And to garnish, a nice orange. And if you want, you can release the oils going all over.
That's just the peel, right, Louis?
The orange peel, but again, you got so many oils from the orange that you put over, and it's literally perfume. And the perfume usually works as a last thing. So you drink it, and then the perfume stays the long. I'm not allowed to drink, but I'm going to smell it at least. Oh, it's fantastic. So I'm not sure if you can see it.
Beautiful, beautiful color.
Cocktail, you can't go wrong. Equal amounts of each: Campari, gin, and red vermouth. Chill it, dilute it, and chill it, and then put it in a eyeball or on rocks, but with a nice ice cube.
I just have a quick question, Louis. How do you make a perfect lemon twist when you're doing a classic martini? Vodka martini or martini?
The ideal is, well, there's different ways, but you want to get it nice and thin.
Yeah.
Orange and lemons are very hard to get it as you want them. Limes are very true to themselves, so if you try and roll the lime, it usually stays. The orange not, but what we try to do, try and get it quite thin. And then what I do usually, I tend to trim it a little bit with a knife.
Ah, okay.
So make it nice and thin and straight. And then I'll get something round, and I'll put it around like that.
Perfect.
And ideally, when you're making a dry martini, you want to get all the garnish pre-made, because that dry martinis, as you know, they don't wait. So literally, it's making them and drinking them.
That's a great tip. Thank you so much.
That's good.
Wonderful. So now I think for a little interlude in between all the lovely cocktails, we're going to be moving on to our head of magic, Mr. Sav, who always delights.
Greetings.
Is looking absolutely fantastic.
It's my just day normal attire.
Well done.
So we're looking forward to seeing what you have for us tonight.
Oh, good grief. So, welcome to my magic study. And so today I get dressed up and thought, well, these dressing gowns, they're all well and good, but you always get lots of pocket fluff. So, it's one of those things which is not so good. So I've actually found a new way of recycling this pocket fluff. So, okay. I might need this later.
My
no,
God.
Just to let you know, there are no camera tricks other than this. The whole thing with lockdown, though, it's been interesting because as a magician, I perform for like audiences all over the world and this sort of thing. But it's kind of like working out all these tricks for interactivity over the internet. So I do lots of Zoom shows and that type of things now. So I'm teaching magic, it's all very well. And but yeah, so we're going to do we're going to play a little game now. Linda, now obviously there are only 4 of us here. There's people watching at home on the webinar, but I've not met either of the 2 gentlemen there. So maybe if you could choose them, we're going to play a little game. So who would you like? No, this is no setup or whatever. So I mean, this is completely. Adam, have we met before?
I'm sorry?
Have we ever met?
Before? No, this is the first
it's
time.
me. Okay, I'm going to use you, Adam, because you're close to the screen. So
yeah.
I'm going to switch. I've got another camera over here, so I'm going to press my button. Hopefully it works. And camera's off. Okay, 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. Okay. It's the GoPro. Okay, hang on a second. Let's just check. Oh, there we go. So yes, so we're going to play a little game of noughts and crosses. Okay, so the noughts and crosses game. So what we're going to do? Would you like to be noughts or crosses?
I'll be crosses.
Okay, where would you like your first cross to go?
We'll go my top right.
Just say stop whenever, because it's confusing.
Yeah,
there?
The other way, opposite. There you go. No,
okay,
the last one.
This one here.
That one, yes.
Okay, now we've got one step. Now I'll go in the middle there, because normally you start in the middle, but if you go somewhere else, where would you like to go?
Okay, on the very opposite side.
Nope.
This one? You're right. Nope. There you go.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Nope. The corner.
This corner.
No. To your right. There you go.
This corner. Okay. Yeah.
No, just that.
There.
Sure.
Okay. Cool. I don't mind. So I'm going to go here, right? Okay. So now you've got to block me, right?
No, I'm gonna take the tic-tac-toe.
I have no idea what this game is, but we're going to play to the end. So go ahead. Where do you want it to go?
Okay, right there.
There. Okay. Cool.
Sure.
And I'm going to go here. Okay. Where would you like to go?
I'll go make a line of my X's right there.
There. Okay, cool. Now I'll just go here anyway. And where would you like to go for the last one? Just you've got to go right back here, right? Now this is a weird thing. So we've played this game. You've won the thing here. So I'm going to take away the lines just here. Okay. So this is like a random setup, right? So let's just get this. So this is, we couldn't have predicted this. This is the whole thing. I'll take away this extra piece here. So what's going to happen? I'm just going to turn over the things here, and on the back there's actually on the backs of each of the square. I didn't say this to start off with, but on the backs of each square there's actually a little design. You can see here. You can actually see we predicted the actual.
Oh my God!
Oh wow!
That's incredible.
Go, so zoom in there. So there you go.
It's upside down, but it's the bottle.
You got the idea. Oh, it's just this way. Okay, you got it. You got it.
It's incredible.
It is.
Cool. So so it takes every time we get a trick right, you have to take a sip. That's the deal. Okay. So right, we're going to move on now with another trick. Okay. So this trick here is a card trick. Okay. So I've got my deck of cards here. So I'm going to shuffle these all up. And we'll flip back to the camera again in a second. So let's shuffle these all up. Okay, so let's give them a mix to the camera so you can see it's all going well and good. I'm going to switch the other camera here. So I'll switch here and give the cards a little bit more of a cut. And a cut here. Now, okay, Adam, what I want you to do is just say stop somewhere, anywhere at all. Okay, I'll do it again when we just do it. Just call that stop.
Stop.
Okay, right, cool. So I'm going to take these cards here. I'm going to cut off a portion of cards here. So this is a small portion, maybe like, 12 cards or whatever. Now, I'm going to spread them out. So you can see this is the order of. Do you have a mobile phone with you at all, Adam?
I do.
Okay, so open Google for me.
I can do Safari.
Safari's good. Safari's good.
Okay. Yep.
You have that. Okay, so now, this sequence of cards we've just randomly selected here. So we have. You open your search engine thing there. So you go to your search. You can do this at home as well. So if you're watching this on the webinar, take out your phone.
Yep.
For me. That'd be great. And what we're going to do, I want you to just basically type in these things. So this would be number 7 into the search. This would be a 0.
The queen would be a 0.
Yeah, like a 0.
Okay.
There's a 2.
2.
There's a 6.
6.
9. 7. queen.
9,
8.
7. Queen is a 0 again.
Yeah. So it's a queen is a 0.
0.
And 8, 3, 4,
8.
and a 0.
3, 4, 0.
Yeah. Okay. And hit search. Because what you should have, show the camera.
Search for Highclere Castle Gin.
You got the serial number of the Highclere Castle Gin right here. If you can see that at home.
From our barcode.
So you got the same barcode, and everybody at home should have that on their phone now, so you can all go and buy a bottle.
That's incredible.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Namaste.
Thank you so much. Speaking of which, I just got my most recent bottle of Highclere Castle Gin from Amazon, and I don't know if you're on Amazon Prime, it arrived within 2 days, so awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you, sir.
No problem. If anybody wants my details, you can follow me at Deceptionist on Instagram. So you can find me on Deceptionist. That's my kind of alter ego. Thank you very much. Anyway,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
No problem. I'm going to go drink my
Always
drink
an
now.
incredible pleasure. You know, Sav is our Beyond Curated magic as well, and it's just an absolute delight to work with him and to welcome him to our amazing experiences. So thank you so much. Lovely. Now I believe we're going back to Highclere Castle, and Louis is going to make us another cocktail.
Yeah, indeed. I'm going to talk very quickly about shakers. There's 3 types of shakers here. So we've got French shaker or Parisian shaker, which is a 2-piece shaker, very much used in Europe. And then this is the kind of shaker I grew up making cocktails, which is a 3-piece shaker, which you got a strainer here. And of course, the most popular now shakers is a Boston style shaker. The better shakers are Boston if they are both metal, but because I'm making a cocktail live and people can see, I use the glass. The glass doesn't chill as well as a metal shaker, but it looks better. So I'm going to use 2 shakers here today. I'm going to maybe get Lady Carnarvon to shake a cocktail.
Yeah, welcome. Hi, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Everyone, just to introduce you to Lord and Lady Carnarvon. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight.
So to my right, I've got 2 of the glasses getting chilled. And then we're going to use these 2 shakers to make a cocktail each, one for Lord Carnarvon, one for Lady Carnarvon. So the White Lady is a very easy cocktail to make. So you do 50 mils of gin. In American is what, 2 ounces?
Probably about, well, yes.
They didn't expect that question.
Yeah.
25 mils of Control. You can use any triple sec orange liqueur. And then because Control is sweet, you can need a balance, and the balance is going to be lemon juice. So we're going to use 15 ml. And now there's a couple of ways of shaking. There's about 3 ways of shaking. You can either shake, add ice, egg and ice, and shake it. There's a dry shake, which is all the ingredients without the ice. Or there's a reverse shake, which is shake everything, take the ice off, and shake again before you pour it. So I'm going to go to the first one, which is the reverse shake and the dry shake. When doing a dry shake, you need to be very, very careful that the cocktail shaker doesn't open. Without the ice, it's not very well locked. So you need to be really careful, especially when doing a cocktail in the castle. Egg, again, you can use egg or not. It's entirely up to you. There's alternatives out there at the moment. We like egg here.
We have chickens.
We have chickens. Yeah. So this is from Lady Carnarvon's this morning. She promised me. Again, after eggs. So 15
egg whites, right, Louis? Egg whites.
Aquafaba is another good alternative there. Now, next to the eggs, whenever you go to a shop, you'll find Aquafaba, which is a vegan option instead of the eggs, but we don't mind the eggs here. So another half an egg, and we're gonna dry shake the first one. Again, as I said, this doesn't look very well, so I need to be very careful that I don't make a mess.
I'm not doing it.
We'll do the next one. So we do about 25 seconds or so. Give a nice whisk, and then we add the ice. Ooh. And we're gonna give a nice tap and lock it. So when we're shaking, try and get the big one to the back in case of if it opens, it'll spill to the back. So curtains, but not the red sofas. They're so famous in Downton Abbey. And again, you want to get a hand forward and one at the back, and you literally go like that. Can I go?
Yes, I haven't thought about it before now.
So this is the premier.
I'm not sure I'm good at this, Euro. More
Need more
practice
practice.
needed. I'm going to do the drinking bit. I'm
Okay,
really practicing.
I'm going to give it the
that.
last shake. Just
Thank you.
really get that foam going.
Louis made me nervous. I could see I was going to be spilling.
It's usually the other way around. So got the ice out. And now this is the tricky part for those using a bottom. You want to give a really good tap. If you go gentle, it won't open, and it's tricky. And then what we're going to do, we're going to double strain. So you got a strainer here, and then you got the other fine mesh, so that any ice that's got crushed during the shaking doesn't go to the drink. Very well shaken, Lady Carnarvon, well done.
No, Louis, definitely it's down to you. But that looks so amazing.
And now for garnish, we can use a lemon and just, again, if you want, you can use the oils and literally just, right. I'm not sure what I'm giving this one first.
Me. Ladies first.
Ladies first.
No,
Silly me.
I'm joking.
I'm not sure if you're picking up the foam a bit. And again, when you try drink this, you want to go and have a good sip, because you don't want to just taste the egg. So the egg is at the top. So you want to have a good sip, so you taste
the gin
as well as the egg.
And I don't know if you can see, but the foam here is so pretty with the lemon on the top. So I'm going to do just that and taste the drink.
Cheers. I mean, a white lady is wonderful. It's a little bit like a cloud, isn't it? It's so delicate.
Nice white cloud, very smooth. The egg helps with that. The egg doesn't add any flavor, just smooth, and it makes it look better, to be fair.
But it does give it the most lovely texture.
Exactly. Texture is a great word.
Absolutely wonderful.
Right, let's make one for Lord Carnarvon, otherwise I'll be in trouble.
So this was very much a drink which was much drunk here in the 1920s at Highclere Castle.
And 2019.
And 2019. When we launched Highclere Castle Gin here. But it's repeated time and time again in the 20s and 30s in some of the cocktail books upstairs in the archives.
So this is a 3-piece shaker. So it comes already with one strainer. Do you want to shake this? Shall I shake?
You shake it.
So one hand holds the bottom bit and this bit, and the other hand, bottom bit and top bit. So nothing can go wrong. You like power shaking. It's amazing. Something about shaking cocktails. And then what I'm going to do very quickly, it's just strain. Before I'll shake again. And that's called the reverse shaking. So in 1920s, they didn't used to do the dry shake or the reverse shake. In about 2000, they started doing the dry shake, and now a lot of barmans use the reverse shake. So it works better. So give it another 20 seconds. So the shake is already cold, so the drink's not going to get warm. And you see, there's a bit. Now, hopefully, we've got a nice. Ooh.
Beautiful.
And then, if you haven't got a lemon, you can always do an orange. So this is dehydrated orange. Not sure if you can pick it. You can simply.
It looks stunning, Louis.
Oh no, I want that one now. I like the orange.
But again, orange works quite well because of the gin's got orange. So either lemon or orange.
You get the aroma of the orange,
Exactly.
and mixing in with all the botanicals of the gin, it's amazing.
They
But
are
it is
very
so
similar,
pretty.
actually.
I know, if I put that one there, you can see it looks very similar.
No, you need to try both and see if one tastes better than the other.
So my
think
lovely-
it-
You can hardly wait any longer
Yeah.
after all this.
I think it's again
Wizardry
ladies
of it.
first.
Yeah.
Whoops, how lovely.
Shall I pass this on to Lord Carnarvon?
Thank you.
So, Lord and Lady Carnarvon, I've been dying to ask you, I've heard about all the incredible parties that have happened over the decades at Highclere Castle. In particular, apparently Ian Fleming used to have some wild parties at the castle. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Amazing.
He was quite a friend of my grandfather's. And even,
Oh,
absolutely, and even the exciting plot of a little bit of cheating at golf took place because even having watched my grandfather play golf in the Bahamas. Do you remember in Goldfinger?
oh my goodness.
And Geordie's grandfather used to keep a little secret golf ball in his pocket and he'd roll it down his trouser leg if he didn't like his position. So that rolled forward into the position of the baddie.
He was a great
Goldfinger.
character, and he knew Ian Fleming in Bahamas and a house in Jamaica. And of course, they were people of their time.
They were, and I think, you know, cocktails and gin actually played a large part, sometimes too large, I suspect, in Fleming's life, but nevertheless, it was a very important part of the life of the castle. Funny enough, Geordie's grandfather, the sixth Earl, thoroughly enjoyed a delicious cocktail, but he also rode horses. He was quite a well-known jockey, so he was always watching what he drank and what he ate in perhaps a different way. But whenever he welcomed guests here, he wanted to offer them the best cocktails, the best food, the best parties. And I hope in some ways, I'm so glad we've followed in that tradition. And Louis does make fantastic cocktails. And there's no better way to start a weekend house party than with a delicious Friday night cocktail.
And now
then-
we go with the best gin.
And then the best gin.
Well, I can remember white ladies as a boy with my parents having dinner parties, and it was the drink before dinner quite often. So there was it's a great memory from the past, and we've really reenacted them again with the Highclere Castle Gin. They are fantastic.
They're great.
Absolutely beautiful. Yes, thank you so much. And I believe you've just also celebrated another amazing award that's recently been won. Was it the 14th award for the gin?
Yes, we're so excited that this new product from Highclere, very much created here, is heading towards a record number of gold awards in every aspect of the
I think we're going to
is
drink
incredible.
to
We're
the
drinking
gin.
it to gin generally, but
And I'll
We're
pretend
going
to
to
drink.
Yes.
What happened here?
Yes.
Everyone's gone far down.
Ah, that was me. It's a delicious drink, that one.
The Negroni is always terrific.
And what was the amazing inspiration for the colour, the wonderful colour of the bottle?
Well, it was funny enough. My father adored that kind of blue-purple colour, but it also speaks to the history of Highclere and its past, because for many hundreds of years there was the whole place was actually owned by the church, and of course the Bishop of Winchester had a fortified summer palace here in the 1360s, 1370s, and the bishop's robe would have been purple. So we're thinking back to past history at Highclere.
And we're hoping for spiritual guidance and approval. So we're looking for spirits in every way. So it's quite fun. It's a beautiful colour and it catches the light. It's a bottle on its own worth collecting, but containing a gin, which we actually spent 4 years creating. It wasn't something which we just took. It actually came from the ground, came from the heritage of Highclere.
Beautiful. That's absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much. And just before we leave you, any Downton Abbey gossip that you're able to share with us and the guests tonight for forthcoming things?
Well, I know that Jim Carter was on a television program this morning and was discussing the fact that he had seen a script, I think, which was sort of a sign that perhaps something is coming, which would be very exciting, wouldn't it be?
And that's all you're sharing with us tonight.
We're all hoping for good news and new excitement for this glorious show and idea of Julia Fellows' creation. I'm sure something will happen again.
And I think it'd be something so lovely and happy to look forward to.
Yes.
It's such a challenging time, and it's actually hopefully given us some thorough enjoyment at home as families watching it again. But it'd be lovely to look forward to it, and I hope they might actually tell us what they're thinking quite soon.
Absolutely, absolutely. And thank you for the wonderful cocktail events that you've been hosting yourselves within the castle, keeping us all very much entertained, much like these webinars as well. And thank you so much for taking part this evening. Just before we go tonight, I think we're going to go back to Adam and have a little further chat about the gin. Adam, if that's okay with you?
Yes, of course.
So just sort of thinking about future plans and things. The gin itself is doing so well. Does Highclere Castle Spirits intend to expand? Are there going to be new products coming out, new offerings? I know you do a cigar as well, which is interesting.
We do, yeah. I mean, you know, expansion is great, but done in the right way. We're being very careful and very thoughtful about the kinds of restaurants and hotel partners and store partners that we make, because we're really looking for them to be live and to collaborate with the best of the best around the world. I think that's what our customers expect, and I think that speaks well to the brand. And that means that having partners that sell the product be also in some ways storytellers. I mean, that's why I'm here in Michigan right now doing an event tonight at the Detroit Athletic Club, which is the #1 private club in all of North America, you know, to show and experience Highclere Castle Gin and cigars with their membership. And so in a way, you know, because this is the spirit of Highclere, we have an obligation to kind of bring that spirit around the world so that people can feel kind of the way Highclere makes you feel, especially these days where a lot of people can't actually get to Highclere. But yes, along the journey, you know, I sometimes have wild ideas and sometimes crazy ideas, and I'm very fortunate that Lord and Lady Carnarvon, they used to look at me a little like, is this a good idea? But I think they trust me nowadays. It's taken a few years, but they don't think I'm totally insane. But I remember coming back from the castle on one of my trips out there as we were developing this gin, which, as Lady Carnarvon mentioned, took many years. And Lord Carnarvon had mentioned something around cigars in the actual library and the tradition, and you know, Winston Churchill being a visitor was never without his cigar. Nicaragua and throughout Latin America, and I just thought, wow, you know, would you be willing to design a cigar for us that will be, you know, the Rolls Royce of all the cigars that you've ever designed? And he was very fortunate in saying, I was very fortunate in him saying yes to that with his Foundation Cigar Company, which is doing quite well. And so, you know, long story short, maybe a month or two later, Lord Carnarvon and I were off like Indiana Jones to the Nicaraguan jungle, and we were there tasting blends and really being immersed in the tobacco process and the factory and smoking the different blends with the goal to create a flavor profile which is not really available in the market throughout the world. And that's basically what was popular, what would have been smoked at Highclere in the 1920s. And we were able to use that as a model because Lady Carnarvon, in her always magical discoveries in the archives, was able to find for us a invoice of the cigars that were being delivered to Lord Carnarvon's grandfather and great-grandfather in the 1920s. And so Nick was able to use that information, do the right research, craft a cigar reminiscent of that, and that's embodied in the Highclere Castle cigar, which is doing quite well and can be found online or at most of the best cigar lounges and cigar clubs in all of the country, some of the UK as well. So yeah, you know, plans for the future are to stay focused, keep our heads high in dark times, bring people grace and beauty, and keep things very Highclere, as we like to say.
Absolutely. Yeah, those are very much the qualities that we share at Beyond Curated. It's all about keeping people inspired and uplifted. And, you know, especially during this time, it really is our responsibility to share as much joy and beauty as we can and the knowledge that we have, and keep creating those memories for people. And it's encouraging that slowly but surely places are starting to open up. There are many of the wonderful palaces and venues and settings, and like Highclere itself, that is open to visitors, and we can welcome people to enjoy amazing experiences. So please do get in touch. We're here, we're ready to welcome you, and looking forward to seeing you all soon.